In March 1944, Japanese and INA forces went on the offensive. The Japanese expected an easy victory, just like in 1942. But this time, the British were ahead of the game.
Japanese had one of their worst defeats in the war, and the Indian National Army, recreated by SuBHash Bose from the original Indian National Army, was just massacred.
Newly released documents show that a double agent, codenamed Silver, had given the British advance knowledge of the Japanese attack. His real name was Bhagat Ram Talwar. An insider, he'd received the information from the unsuspecting Netaji himself. Bose had believed that the Indian troops fighting for the British would surrender to the advancing INA. Instead, it was Bose's forces who were surrendering to the Allies.
There are defeats on the road to victory. That this is a big setback, but the cause of Indian freedom continues in some other way. I think that he understands that this is going to have a propaganda effect in India.
After the war, the British would put 3 generals of the Indian National Army on trial in the Red Fort in Delhi.
One was a Muslim, Shahnawaz Khan. Another was a Hindu, P.K. Saigal. And another was a Sikh, Guru Baksh Singh Dhillon. Suddenly there was this Muslim, Sikh, all together in it.
The INA trial would cause a nationwide outcry.
The political miscalculation by the British is so enormous to give publicity to the actions which Indians are going to see as patriotic, to give them enormous publicity, just a stupefying mistake by the British and General Auchinleck. Anyway, they're put on trial, they're convicted, treason against the king, emperor. They're sentenced to transportation for life, that is life imprisonment, and then they're released. I mean, the demonstrations in India on behalf of the Indian National Army and the knowledge that was coming out about the struggle of this army of SuBHash Bose to fight with the Japanese for the liberation from the British Empire gets out after the war, and they're now considered heroes and martyrs.
But even a non-violent struggle demands an army, an organization, and a machinery.